Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Tuesday night stream, Archilly 9505. We are, as always, with WAOF1 tonight, and we are round 14 of the season at China. So, first of all, can I just say a massive thank you to Gonzo, you awesome person. That's very, very kind of you. Um, Thank you very much. And China, going to be a good race. So, just going to invite in our interviewee for the evening. Where is he? There he is. So we're going to see or speak to Junkie Emperor. Oh, I've got to allow him to include his audio once he gets in as well. There we go. Hello, Junkie.
What's that, mate?
Just have you included your audio, buddy?
Yep.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, hello. Welcome to Willie's little interview before the race. How are you, mate? You okay?
Um, yeah, I'm feeling good. You know,
Good, good.
I know, like the circuit. Yeah, good to go.
You like China. You're one of the few, it seems, that likes China. It's not a very popular track.
I like the challenging ones, like the ones that throw a little bit of everything at you. Yeah,
Yeah,
the circuits that make you sacrifice something in setup. Like, do you go for the high speed corners or do you go for the grip and low speed? You've got to make a choice here.
yeah, absolutely. I agree. And yeah, for that reason, I totally like it. It's also one of the tracks where people who use controller, like myself, tend to be on the level playing field with the steering wheel players. So that's another reason why I like it as well. But yeah. How are you going in the championship so far? Where are you at the moment?
It's 10th, I believe,
10th. So you
which
happy with
is
that, or would you expect to be a bit
that's.
further up? Or
I mean, I look at it. I've got three, four drivers behind me that are quicker than me, so.
yeah,
I mean, I look at like Whoopi, Gaza, Meatball, Racing J. I mean, all the guys are quicker than me. Like,
yeah, they're not slow, are
so
they? At all. They're good. They're good
no,
drivers.
so
So
if I if I finish the season in 10th, I'll be extremely happy with that.
excellent.
So yeah, I can't be disappointed at the moment.
Fair enough. That's fair enough for you. What about your team then for Haas? Your teammates now with James OMG, um, who's pretty good. I'd say out of the two of you, you're probably the number one driver out of the two, but it's pretty close between you, I would have thought.
Honestly, it's equal status. It really is. He is my biggest fight this season because it's just how it's shaken up. It's a good teammate to have. It's always nice to have someone who's right there with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I
Oh,
mean, we're fifth, I think, by like 5 points to third. Like
yeah,
it's close, like very close.
yeah, exactly. It is. It is very close. So there's still lots and lots to fight for. So
I mean, yeah, I mean, massive shout out to Cialdino last week for getting massive points with James as well. Looking after my car for me. Oh,
right, right. You still there?
yeah, I'm still here, mate.
Oh, that's good news. Sorry, my battery's died. So, in the middle of an interview, that is like the worst thing ever. Oh dear. Right. Okay, so we're gonna move on to some fun questions now. So, I feel like I've done this with you before. I don't know if I've done it in another league, have I, by any chance, or something like that? Maybe.
No, no, no
No.
pre-race stuff, mate. Not with me,
Oh,
mate.
fair
We've
enough.
done post-race stuff, but not pre-race.
Not pre-race. Okay, that's all right then. So first of all, we're going to do the quick fire questions. So it's all like what is your favourite or who is your favourite. Okay,
All right.
and it can all be past or present. All right, it doesn't matter. So okay, here we go. Right, what's your favourite colour?
Orange,
What's your favourite food?
macaroni cheese,
What's your favourite animal?
panda,
Oh, that's good. Oh, big and cuddly. What's your favourite Formula One team?
Huss,
Favourite drink?
uh, I'd say chocolate milk.
Great choice. Who is your favourite singer or band?
Uh, Dio, Ronnie James Dio.
Okay, I don't even know who that is.
Search up Holy Diver later.
Okay.
That was that was a big hit.
All right then. No worries. But perhaps you could share that for me in the Discord, and I'll have a listen.
Will do,
uh,
mate.
who's your favourite football team?
Everton.
Everton. Tough. Oh dear, bad season. Let's not dwell on that. Favourite F1 track?
It's a former track, but Sepang, Malaysia.
Ah, yeah, good. Nice choice. What's your favourite TV show?
Uh, Lucifer.
Okay. Who's your favourite Doctor Who?
Christopher Eccleston.
Nice. Favourite Formula One driver?
Uh, I'd say David Coulthard.
Ooh. And who is your favourite WAOF1 admin?
Uh, well, it's catch 22 here because if I don't say you, I'm in trouble. If I don't say James, I'm in trouble. So,
I'll allow you it tonight.
uh,
I'll allow you it because I get it. You're his teammate, so I get it.
yeah,
I
I'm gonna say James.
That's fine because I know that you're only saying that because he's your teammate. You see, I know really in your heart it's me. So it's I'll allow that, and but it's actually it's well and losers and that you got to worry about now. They'll be upset. Um, um,
Well's usually upset with me anyway.
Apparently, Daguna's told me that James did not like that. I think that was the bit where I said that you're clearly the number one driver. So,
I'm gonna be hearing it now.
right, one last question for you then. And I like this one. I've been saving this for a really special guest, so it's for you.
Ooh.
If you could have any superpower in the world, what would you have and why?
Okay, for me, it would be the ability to affect probability. It
Ah,
sounds weird, but if you think about it, you can basically do whatever you want with that. Like, oh, I can fly now, 100%. Like, things like that. It's like you can just anything you can think of.
yeah.
Like, oh, I need this dice roll to be 7. Make it a 7. Like, you can change it to what you want.
Yeah, yeah. Just change it to 100%, or if it's a bad thing, change it to 0%. And it's yeah,
Precisely.
exactly. That's like, yeah, that's just amazing. So, fair enough.
Outside the
Um,
box thinking there, eh?
yeah, no, to be fair, I didn't expect that. That was completely like, outside the box. I like that. Good thinking, that one. And on your toes as well.
I've been
I
asked
like
that
that.
before.
I was going to say you must have been asked that before for you
Yeah.
to come up with that quick. Um, well, fair enough. Look, Q1 has started, so I'm going to let you get out there. Just quickly, realistically, what's your target for today?
Uh, I'd say Q3. I mean, that's really the best I can ever really hope for.
Yeah,
I'm not a qualifier,
and
but
a
likewise in the race.
top 10 finish.
Top 10. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's always the goal. Finish in the
excellent.
top 10.
No worries, man. Well, very good luck with that, and you never know, I might get to speak to you at the end again. We'll on the
Can hope,
podium
mate. One
interviews.
can hope.
All right, mate.
Uh,
All the best, and thank you for coming and joining
yeah,
me.
no worries. Speak to you later, mate.
Okay, guys, that was Junkie Emperor. So again, massive thank you for him joining me. I hope you enjoyed our little chat. What an answer! He had that literally ready. It's like he could read my mind. Unbelievable. Oh, thank you, Whoopi. Favorite person, not just admin. Oh. Isn't that cute? Hey, Boo, I'm getting all the nice ones. Look, hey, Boo, says Sainty. Thank you. You probably come up now saying, sorry, I meant boob. Right, come on. Who's actually on their way round to start a lap? Was there a Ferrari first? I think there was. So yeah, here's Lego Lamb then, who is just starting their lap. As you can see, we are full grid tonight. We do have a few reserves in, so we've got 17 full-time drivers, 3 reserves, and 2 of the reserves are debutants. So just confirmed. So the 2 debutants, we got OMG, it's Rexels. I'm going to say that. I'm probably saying that wrong, but have I managed to end up with 2 OMGs on the grid? Yeah, I'm just going to call him Rexels. I don't know what else to call him, so perhaps after this one he hears me calling him Rexels, he can let me know what I should be calling him. And then in the Alpha Tauri, we've got Simon Palmer, who's also joined. He's a PlayStation player, but we wish those two all the best. Our other reserve tonight is James Adams, who's reserved a few times now, so we know he's a good driver and will try his best tonight. So with that, here's Lego Lamb getting a lovely tow up the straight from his teammate, who should move to the right now. They do indeed. So that was Gaza giving Lego Lamb a bit of a tow up the straight. Very nicely done. I think it may be rules. Oh, it's not, I was wondering what you were talking about then. Oh, right. OMG, it's rules. Well, if it was rules, he'd just put U instead of X. I'm still going to call him Rexels, I ain't got the slightest clue. In a way, Lego Lamb manages 34.9, 33.9 from Gonzo. Moomin across the line to a 34.7. Lots of medium tyres going on. There's even a hard tyres going on in the first session. Rexels is using the hards. Lots of Ferrari badges going on from Nico. Hey Nico, here to support the Ferraris. Yeah, it just makes it look cooler, okay. Who cares about spelling when you can make things look cool? Anyway, Dorian's finished his... Sorry, let me try and concentrate a little bit here. James is heading up the straight in the Haas. Up to the hairpin. So I will find somebody in a moment to do the hilly hot lap with. Final corner. A little bit blind the final corner. Not really blind, but difficult to hit the apex every time on there. And it will spin you around if you catch it wrong as well, so you've got to be a bit careful. 35-1 from James on the mediums. As just coming up to the end of the lap, there is somebody ahead of him. That's a Red Bull ahead of him. I think it's probably Gonzo going back to the pits. Here comes Gaza on the medium tyres, 35.2, goes P8 for the moment. Carsey is out there, but he's really early in the lap, so... Oh, damn, he's even earlier in the lap. Mr. Well heading up the pit straight. Racing J goes fastest on a 33.7 at this point. Those times, as we go through into the later sessions, are going to absolutely tumble. Whale goes P3 on a 34.1. Oh, that's the camera, not the switching between cars and pressing the wrong button. Here we go. Let's go to Carsey then. He's going round. No Reed tonight. Not taking part for Alfa Romeo, so it's James Adams that's taking his place to the evening. He'll be back for Silverstone next week. Shout out to Reedy if you're out there watching somewhere. P2 for Carsey, not used to saying that. P2 for Carsey, 33.9 on the medium tyre. So I'm down to... Oh, that's Chunky on an early lap. Gonzo's retired out in the pits. Feels he's done enough on the 33.9. Should be right on that. It's a bit hard. I don't actually. It's been a very long time since I've commentated China. To say, it's not the most popular of tracks, so it doesn't get put on the calendar very often. But I love it. I absolutely love it, both to commentate and to drive it. I think it's a superb track. But it was, of course, the absolute GOAT, Michael Schumacher, that did say it's the worst track ever built. So I'm not sure why Michael didn't like it. He did alright here, so he did alright everywhere, didn't he? To be fair. Hey, Reedy. Harp Ice. What's Harp Ice? Harp Ice in hand. Is that Magnum? They have a harp, don't they, as their logo? Anyway, Daguna across the line, 34-0. Goes P4, but Junkie Emperor immediately displaces him on a 33-9. Damir Soklovic just coming up towards the end of his Northern Irish beer. Oh, is it a Guinness? Yeah, he did, didn't he, Reed? I don't know if he ever explained why, but I do recall him saying it's the worst track ever created or something like that, or ever built, or designed, whatever. But I've no idea why he thought that. Whoopee, add on track now. Oh, it's a lager. Okay. Of course, one more about Magnum. Magnum ain't got a harp as its logo, is it? It's just an M. Guinness is the harp. 32.9 for Saints. He goes fastest. So that's significantly faster than anybody else. 8/10 faster than Racing J. That's more down towards the times I'm expecting. I'm expecting Q3, the actual pole position, tends to be a lot quicker than that. Low 32s, I would imagine. We might even get a high 31. So anyway, Whoopi having spun. His lap's over. I think Rexel's must have changed to mediums to do his run. He's on 35-0. Might have been hard runs, to be fair, that one. Oh, do you know what, Reed? Funny enough, I weren't going to mention that. I weren't going to mention that all night, the fact that I'm quite fast here. Thank you for bringing that up. Now you have brought it up, yeah, my time trial here is a 31.7. So it's my highest time trial track. I think I'm about 260 in the world or something like that on a global leaderboard. But it's my highest one by an absolute mile. I think 600th is my next highest, which is Portugal. So, yeah, I was well pleased with that. And I left some time out there as well. I got a bit bored in the end. I did so many laps on it. Got a bit bored in the end. And I definitely left some time out there. Simon Palmer across the line then. Goes P8, 34-2 on debut. Looks like he's looking good to get through Q1 on debut. Gaz on a little spot of bother at the moment. He's still out there on the medium tyre. This is an out lap, so he's having another go on the medium. He clearly feels like, yeah, it sounds like top 1%. Yeah, it's nice, mate, doing top 1%. That made me feel good seeing that come up. I did. On Portugal, I'm literally about 20 places away from top 1%. Top 2%, but it's literally about 20 places higher, and that is about, just to give that perspective, that's about 14 thousandths of a second. So there you are, Gaza already over 3.5 temps up, so he clearly knew, doing another lap on the mediums, that he clearly knew that he had a lot more time in him, otherwise he surely wouldn't have risked it. What it does mean, of course, is he's not really gonna, I mean, he will have this set of mediums available in the race, but you know, if he does need to use them, they're going to be quite a bit of wear on them already. It is a high wear track, China. Just a bit of time in sector 2, but still over a quarter of a second up. Here comes DRS will open, as you can see. Little wobble going up to the hairpin. Actually knows he's on stream and he was giving us a little wave by moving the car right to left. Final corner and head to the line, DRS open and 34.7, improves by 4.5 tenths, and that moves him all the way up to P12. I still think he'll probably come out for another run. That's too tight. I think he'll be putting a set of softs on. So I think ultimately he'll be a bit disappointed that he's going to have to use a set of softs after really hurting a set of mediums that could come in useful for the race. Yellow flag is set to run out. There's an AlphaTauri, looks like it's had a little moment in turn 1 or 2. he's already back on his way, so I'm not going to rush to move to him. Here is Meatbro through the final corner. And across the line, 133.7 puts him in P2. And so puts him a couple of attempts ahead of Carsey, both having used the medium tyre. Anybody else? James, see him through the end of sets of 1, see if he's having another go. No, 3 seconds down, so he's in P7 in a way, so he's quite happy. Here comes Moomin just starting a lap. I need to find somebody actually on an out lap, so just bear with me. Dorian sounding like he might run out of fuel. It's a Haas. Yeah, this is James then, who is just starting a hot lap, so we'll stick on board and we'll do the hilly hot lap. So DRS open. Gradually move the car over to the left, use a little bit of curve on the outside and swing the car in. Engine braking pretty much through turn 1. Gradually coming down, as you can see with James, he goes down to second. I expect some people will just go down to third and keep that through turn 2. Sort of letting the car do the work through turns 1 and 2. Get on the power as quick as you can out of 2, but you've got to be a bit careful. Get down to the right-hander, brake as late as possible, but reach that apex on the inside so that you can open up the steering. Get the power, fast left-hander now. In quali, this should be flat out. Little lift there from James. Should be flat out in quali. Then down the right-hander. And into the double left, the second. So the exit here on the left-hander is very, very slippery. Be careful if you're no traction especially. Nearly 7 tenths improvement through sets of 2 for James. And you've been down to third for the left. Gradually gearing up as you go round this corner. So that you can tell there, James. I think you'll find James is a medium traction driver. If you're no traction, you'd be short shifting up through that right-hander to be able to stay going in a straight line basically. Then DRS open down the straight up to the hairpin, brake around about the 100 metre board and down to second. May see some using first, but more likely to see second. Then back on the power again, open the steering, down into the final corner, 4 for 5th. And open up DRS, head for the line. That's a 33.8 from James, which is an improvement of 1 1/4 seconds. Puts him into P5. So, back to the man that we watched the very first lap of the evening. Shout out to all of you, by the way, just say hello to everybody that's watching. There's going to my screen, 14 of you at the moment. Good to see you all, thanks for tuning in. There you have it. It's just before, they seem to be braking just before the 100 metre board, didn't they? As we go through quality, that may get a little bit later as the track evolves and more grip goes down. And Lego Lamb across the line, improves by 6.5 tenths into P14. This is really, really tight at the moment. Fortunately for Lego Lamb, his teammate is the man in trouble here. He's in P16. So sorry, actually Dorian's the man in trouble. He's coming across the line now to start a lap. Let's go to... Is that was that an improvement? He's just finished a lap. I think it was. Let's just watch him up to the end of sector 1 and see what his time's like. Slow moving Ferrari. He's going to have quite a few cars coming up to him, that Ferrari. Yeah, no, way down, so... on a lap. What about down here? No, he's crossing the line to start a lap. Whoopi at the moment is still not with a time on the board. You need to do it. Here at China, the softs don't like doing multiple laps around here, so even if you're fueling for extra laps, take an awful lot of time out of the softs just doing one lap, one hot lap, so it is the sort of track where you really do need to nail your time as James retires in the pits. Just the limits there on the exit of the final corner, but was absolutely fine. So 33.7 for Whoopi. He goes into P5 and that will see him through safely. It's getting really tight in the lower echelons here. So, sorry, what's that Ferrari? That's Legoland. Okay, let's keep with Dorian. We've got a good exit speed there. Lots of cars now. None of them actually getting in his way as such, but I think they may well have been quite off-putting for him. And Dorian is out. He did improve by half a tenth, but that keeps him P16. To say, those cars they didn't really get in his way at all, but it can be really distracting for a driver. So another one who's improving. It's a bit more. Moves by 4 attempts. That puts Oozers into 16th. So Oozers is out. He does qualify ahead of Dorian. Operator's in the pits, so Operator will be out. Damir has finished. Damir is out. And it's all down to this man now. And the irony being that if Gaza gets through, he will knock his teammate out of Q1. He had a little wobble, didn't he, again towards the end of that straight? I don't know whether that's... I wonder if he feels like there's a bump on the road or something that he wants to try and avoid or something like that. Improves by 3 tenths, but doesn't get through. Wow, that is a shock. Gaza is out in Q1. But Gaza going out means that his teammate survives and is through to Q2. So well done to Lego Lamb, who scrapes through. But wow, that was tight. Oozers, Gaza, Dorian, Damir and Operator will leave us in Q1. And just waiting for Whoopi's car to be fully pushed into the garage. There it is. Excellent. So, well, massive shot to see Gaza exiting Q1. And on recent form, it's a massive shot to see Users exiting in Q1, to be honest. So, there we have it. Quickly scroll through. So we got them all. No penalties or anything. Sainty fastest. Daguna second fastest. Moomin in third. Meatball 4. Racer J5. Cartier 8. Say not very often I get to say that, so I'm going to shout that one out. Race Director, Moomin, Meatball, and Daguna all had warnings. Pit lane exit from Moomin and Daguna speeding in the pit lane. Meat bro, naughty boys. Let's go. Both debutants through and all reserves through, which is great work. Gonzo, when did everybody get so fast? Yeah. Yeah, that happened, mate. I saw. Yeah, while you was away for a bit. Standard went higher, definitely. You still got your top boys, Reed when he's here, and Carsey, Sainty, Meat Bro when he's racing as well. You know, your absolute top guys, but then it's the next group of drivers that have gotten that much faster, I think, and are a lot closer to them than they used to be. And it's probably because of those top guys pushing them to be, you know, to be better, really, to be quicker. So we head into Q2, where I've got a feeling it's going to be super, super close again. Well, if recent weeks or anything to go by, the drop zone here will be. What we've had in recent weeks, I've noticed, is about 4 or 5 drivers that are quite a bit ahead, and then there's a following group that is really close throughout. So we'll see if that happens again. It is a bit different tonight with it being China. As I mentioned to Junkie, it's a track where controller players have an equal playing field to steering wheel players. So I'm not aware that we really see that at any other tracks. I think maybe 1 or 2 where it's very close, but with China it's an absolute level playing field. So that's good. So a feature, if people don't know, that is going to be a feature in the next game, by the way. It's up to leagues whether they use it. I think you'll find that most leagues won't, but there is going to be a feature, a controller assist feature, basically, to assist controller drivers to be as quick as people on wheel. So, I don't like it. I'm a controller player. I am moving towards wheel. I've actually got my wheel and pedals now. So I am moving towards wheel, but you know, ultimately, if I was to stay on pad, that would be my choice to do that. So I don't necessarily agree with the idea of giving controller players an assist to make up for the difference. Right, the Gooner is first out on track, and he crosses the line to start the first lap of Q2. The Haas of Junkie Emperor and the Red Bull of Gonzo following quite closely behind. If anybody's missed it, by the way, the release date for the new game has been announced. So there's an AlphaTauri there around the wrong way, so that can only be Simon Palmer. So that's one way of getting out of drivers that are catching up to you when you're only on an outlap. So, but yeah, so the new game will be released officially on the 16th of June, so slightly earlier than last year. I was expecting slightly earlier, but then with things happening, I thought it was going to get put back to the Silverstone weekend, but no, a few weeks before Silverstone. So yeah, official release will be the 16th of June. The release for the people that pre-order the Champions Edition in a way will be able to get it on the 13th of June. I don't know if it's got to be the Champions Edition that you pre-order, or whether you can pre-order the normal, like, standard edition and still get it on the 13th. But you'll have to check that out when it's properly announced. I believe the actual trailer is being released tomorrow. Gooner across the line then, 33.6, Junkie Emperor 34.3, Gonzo 34.1. There's the McLaren, that's Moomin, 33.8, goes P2 for the moment. Ferrari, Lego Lamb, 34.8, is on the mediums at the moment. And somebody else just jumps up, Whale, 33.9. James on his way up to the end of the straight. Racing J goes fastest, 33.4. James Adams. And the final corner then. He crosses 1:33.9, goes P6 for the moment. RC, sure who's Meatball's on an outlap. In fact, Rexels is as well, so yeah, both the Mercs are on an outlap. So Car C heads to the line on his first run on the softs today, 32.9. And we've got here Simon Palmer. So I have that little spin, but that was the outlap. He should be alright now. I think my dad just electrocuted himself slightly on our electrified tennis racket that we got for hunting flies. He's got a fly. He got it. It was landed on the ceiling, and the fly is sizzling away on the electrified tennis racket. Sorry to any vegetabilists out there that's not like that. Oh, that is a stinky fly. P heads to the line. 34.1 goes P8. Burl on his way around Rexels with St. T's a bit further round. St. T through the final corner then, and we'll head for the line, I think. 33-2 goes P2. I think him and Carty are going to have a good old ding-dong for the pole tonight. I'll see if Meatbro can get involved. I've got a feeling he can. And here he is, Meatbro. He goes into P3 on a 33-3. Rexels has invalidated his time. So is he going to come across a starting another one? He's pretty low on battery to do that. So, yeah, straight into the pits. We'll see, guys. They will, in the race, they will need to be a bit careful on the pit entry. It doesn't like you cutting the actual... It wants you to stay between the lines and not cut the corner on the on the left-hand turn bit. So if you do cut across that, it will warn you. So that people will be aware of that, because when I raced here the other week, it was that actually cost me 3 seconds at the end of the race, because actually on track I only picked up the 2 warnings, but coming into the pits like an idiot, I forgot about that. So, don't think anybody's on the lap now. Everybody on making their way back to the pits. So at the moment then, Carsey, Sainty, Meatbro, Racing J, the Gooner Movement, Whale, James, OMG, James. This seems to keep happening. The 2 Jameses are attracted to each other on track for some reason. I don't know why. But 8 for night for a moment. Whoopi, P10. So Gonzo, having done his first run, he's back out on an outlap. P11 at the moment, so you'll need to find some improvement. But looking at these times, I think our cut-off eventually is going to be somewhere around 33.7, I think. It's really hard for me to tell, if I'm honest, but I am very much guessing. Moomin might find he's absolutely fine on 33.8, but I'm not sure. I wouldn't, personally, if I was him, I wouldn't be staying in the pits, which he hasn't in a way. So Gonzo across the line. So Gonzo's return to WAOF1. He's been back for a while. It's great to see him back out on track. His last race in this one. As Racing J retires in the pits, so he feels safe on a 33.4. I think he will be. That's good, because that will take some big improvements from drivers for him to get knocked out. So I think he will be safe on that, but with it being a track that we don't see very often, and very equally matched normally, I'm not sure I'd have actually retired there. I might have stayed in the pits and watched for a bit. Guns are already on a massive improvement. That's the thing, you see. These guys sort of around P10, Whoopi, 34.1, 34.1 for Gonzo, 34.3 Junkie Emperor. Yeah, they might have used their used sauce from Q1 to do their first runs in Q2, and if that's the case, as I mentioned earlier on, the sauce will lose a lot of lap time having done 1 run. So, and I am talking sort of 6 tenths that they will lose from having done 1 run. So it is a lot. As the Gooner goes fastest, 32.7. 8.5 tenths improvement for Gonzo, so he goes ahead of his teammate, look. 33.3 into P5, so that knocks Racing J down to 6th. Junkie talked to earlier on, just coming out the final corner, heads to the line, 33.4. That puts him in P7, he's only just behind Racing J. And he's got time to come in again, I believe, so plenty of time for an improvement yet. Exposing me from his sauce. I don't know what Nadio Lamb's doing. Making his engine extremely hot. Yeah. Simon. I'll tell you what, let's stay with Simon. Stay debutant tonight, so let's see Simon do a lap of China. I would say, personally, that this is getting very, very risky for Racing J right now. When you've got the likes of Moomin, Whale, James, well, both James, Whoopi. I don't know about Simon. I'm about to find out with Simon. Even though Lamb, I think, will have plenty of time and improvement in him yet. Whether he can reach a 33.4, I don't know, but I think he could improve a lot from where he is. Simon Palmer, quarter of a second up in sector 1. Always time to be gains in sector 1. I don't think anybody has ever taken turns 1, 2 and 3 perfectly before. It always seems to be time to gain through those corners as Daguna retires in the pits. And I think he can definitely say he is safe on a 32.7, to be fair. Simon, that's the end of sector 2 and he's over 4 attempts up now. He's in the low 34s. Carty retires that as well. Again, yeah, if you're in the 32s, I think you're definitely safe. And I think Rexall's on a 33.1 is definitely safe. And Sainty. And Meat Pro, to be honest. And Gonzo. I think it's Racing, but I do think Racing J could be in trouble. It's going to be tight for him. Some Palmer out of the hairpin. Opens up the DRS, heads to the line, and it's a 33.9, and that has him in P13, quite remarkably. 4 drivers on 33.9. Can you believe that? 10th to 14th, 10th to 13th, all on 33.9s. Moomin. It's not improving, so he's backed out his lap. We've got left on the clock just over a minute and a half. James isn't up in sector 1. Let's see. I think you'll be alright, Gonzo, but I think your teammate potentially could be in trouble. I think you'll definitely be alright. I think it's going to be touch and go for Racing J. I know it seems strange to say, because it's only a 10th really, just over a 10th between you on your times, but just got a feeling. I got a feeling. Sorry, I won't do that again. James Adams at the final corner and heads to the line. It's going to be 133.4, goes P7 and he splits Gonzo and Racing J. The man's in trouble. Losing a little bit where we are. Where are we? Let's just going through the 2 left-handers. Sector 2, 0.37 up. So, we need a bit more than that. We'll see him into 10th ahead of Moomin, but Moomin's out on track as well. Looks to be a Ferrari that may be out of fuel ahead of us. Nope. No, it's stopped going yellow now, so I think he's got fuel. The timer has run out, so this is everybody's final runs. Oh, well, struggles through the final corner. I think this is going to knock him out. Oh no, he goes P8. He beats Racing J by a matter of thousandths. Moomin, I don't think was improving through sector 2 as he found anything in sector 3. Guns for the line, 33.7, only P11 for Moomin. Moomin is out in Q2. Whoopi is improving over half a second up. That's a 33.6, but presumably he's going to find more in the final sector. And this could knock Racing J down to P10 if he could find enough time. With James still to cross the line. Whoopi heads to the line. 33.5 and it goes P11. Whoopi is out. James head to the line. 33.3 goes P7. Junkie is going slow. So that's it. Racing J, you lucky, lucky boy. Rexels isn't hanging about. No, he's definitely not. He's a very good debut qualifying session from him. Both debutants actually have done very well in their first qualifying sessions. So anyway, let's have a look. So Daguna through fastest. Car CP2, Rexels in P3, really good first ever quali for in WAOF1. Sainty P4, Meatball 5, Gonzo 6. Anyway, those top 10 are all through. Racer J, as you see, gets through by the skin of his teeth. Wow. Junkie Emperor P11. I don't think that's too bad for Junkie. P11's about right, and that will save him a set of tyres at least in a way. Whoopi P8, and we'll start P12. Moomin in P13. Simon Palmer P14 and Lego Lamb at 15. So massive shocks there. But this is what I say when it's really tight at the moment at Q2. Q3 is as well, in all fairness. The guys that go out in... sorry, I meant Q1. The guys that go out in Q1, it's usually very tight for them to get through as well. So it's great to see. Nice tight in each session. So you'll find that the track will evolve a little bit more, so they will have a bit more grip. So I do expect the times to come down a bit more in this session. I think overall, pole position, as I say, I think you're going to see a low 32, maybe a high 31. We'll see. But I think there's at least 4 drivers that are capable of a high 31 on track. At least 4. I think quite possibly all 10 of these guys are actually capable of it. But it's one of those where to do that, you're going to have to hit the absolute brilliant lap, you know. Q3 who? You, Gonzo. You're Q3, mate. And your teammate scraped through by the skin of his teeth, but it does mean that Red Bull and Mercedes, so Red Bull and Mercedes are the only 2 teams to have 2 drivers in Q3. So well done to those 2 teams. So you hear a lot in real life, really, but not necessarily in league racing. So who was out first in a way? Let's go down to them. It was Carsey was out there first. He wants the telly time. So go to the... I'm going to start calling the qualifying cam because this cam is definitely best for qualifying. It's good in the race as well, but it's definitely best for qualifying. So, anybody out there want to have a guess at the top 3? From what we've seen at the moment, Gunnar looks like he's in with a chance today. I think if I had to take a guess right now, I think I would go Sainty, Parsi, Gunnar. I think that would be my top 3. So it's not bad for him, Carsey there, particularly the 2 left-handers. The right-hander before wasn't perfect, but so he's definitely got more time in this. I think this is more one of those laps. It'll be a good lap from Carsey this, but he doesn't look to me like he's absolutely attack it. He doesn't really though, Carsey, does he? He always looks calm and very gentle on the inputs into the steering wheel and that, so he's not one of those drivers that really throws the car around the track, so it's hard to tell when he's going fast sometimes. A little bit wrong on the curb on the inside of the final corner, but it's a 32.4 nonetheless to get us underway in Q3. Sainty must have invalidated. Oh no, he just hadn't crossed the line yet. It's fastest 32.2 for Sainty. The Gunner 33.0. Where top guys are just turning their engines up a bit more. 33.3 from Gonzo. Whale 34.5. Jay just coming through the final corner. He managed for us here 32.8. That's better from Racing J. Meat Bro didn't get a proper time on the board. James just coming through the final corner. And that's a 34.3 from James OMG. What about James Adams? Is he on his way? He's early in his lap. Okay, let's go to Meat Bro, wasn't it? That didn't get a proper lap on. He's not improving. Say, these softs aren't really good for 2 laps here at all. They're 1 lap doesn't really. So, I'm okay if you realise very early in your lap that you're not gonna be doing a very good lap, then you may you know you can back out of it and basically do another out lap. But yeah, if you're sort of in the second half of the lap, then you will have taken too much out of them to do a particularly fast lap on a second run. So I'm nearly there on my prediction. It's Sainty Carsey Racing J at the moment with the Gunner in 4th. See if the Gunner can sort that out for me, but looked good so far for all the qualifying. James Adams across the line then, 34.5. I'll put him in P7, just ahead of Whale. It's just the way that these top guys, Sainty, Carsey, even Racing J, look, compared to his Q2 time, that is a lot better. Just the way that these top guys just seem to be able to just flick a switch and, I don't know, they just go, I don't know, half a second, 3/4 of a second faster, whatever it is. Gets Q3, April 33.3, so he did complete a second lap. A long way back now, I think he's out of fuel. So if you look at the track map, look, the yellow flag is following him around, so when he gets to the end of this yellow bit of the circuit, it'll go yellow in the next bit, because he's out of fuel. So that is it basically for the first runs. They should all be out again. Rexels didn't come out, I don't think, so I think maybe he's only got the 1 set of tyres to use. I would always come out, you see, and set a target time for yourself on an old set, even though you know it won't be very good. And then come out for a final run on the fresh set, but trying to not really attract you. You don't need to be keeping a set of softs back for this track. Then softs ain't going to be ever be good for the race. You're better off having a second set of mediums available. As Racing J has a spin. I don't know why he's still out there actually. A bit of track acclimatization maybe. Looking extra lap just maybe to see if he can work out where he's got a bit more time in him. I'm not sure. Racing J into the pits. Yeah, so if you do that in the race, you will end up with at least a warning. Not in that white line at all. Just waiting then for someone to whack now. Nobody out on track. Oh, there is one driver's just come out actually. That is the Gooner. His first out. Can the Gooner break that top three? Would he throw a real spanner in the works and nick a pole position here? That would make Sainty and Carsey take a step back, wouldn't it? And sort of say, hey, hang on. Where did he come from? So, last time, chance to do a bit of swerving about, get some extra heat in those front tyres, and have a chance to accelerate decent out of the hairpin to get a bit more heat into the rear tyres as well. And start of your lap is actually this final corner because you want to get a good exit. It's not too bad for getting on the power, so here he comes. 1:33.001 is his personal best. Roses turn one, that's what you like to see. Just gradually engine braking all the way through there. Oh, he's backed out. Didn't like it. For whatever reason, didn't like it, so he's backed out. Has he got enough time? I think... yeah, he should do. He should have enough time to get round again, Daguna. Should be okay. Who's that crossing the line there? That is Whale. So let's go with a boss man for a flyer. It's a bit of useless information I learned the other day. Some people know this and some people don't. It's just making me think, because Whale's name is Whale, it's just making me think. Did you know that killer whales, or orcas as they are otherwise known, are not whales? They are dolphins. Did you know that? They're the largest species of dolphin. I bet Carsey and his dad knew that. They're very suspicious of dolphins. Right. Well, through the two left-handers. Oh. This right-hander up here is another corner where you can gain or lose a lot of time. I know that Well is an assist player, so he won't have the traction problem that no traction players have through there. That is, the actual timer has gone to 0. Daguna got across the line with plenty of time to go. So Whale will be the first to actually finish qualifying. 1:33.3, improves by 1.1 seconds, but only moves up to P7. For Red Bull next, this is Racing J, who is improving. Can he challenge Carsey here? I don't think the power went down too well out of the hairpin, which may affect his lap time. As he crosses the line, it is an improvement now. Lost a bit of time in the final set, so 32.6 may consolidate his position. Meet Burrow up to P4 on a 32.7. The Alfa Romeo next of James. I don't know, he's into the pits. Car C, 3 temps up. Carsey goes fastest on a 32.234. Sainty wasn't improving through sector 2. He does improve, but only by 100th of a second. So stays P2. Going right the final corner. Has he found anything? 132.6. Daguna does break the top three. It's P3 for Daguna. What a super lap from Daguna. He nicks P3 off of Racing J by 6 thousandths of a second. Rexels was the other one that I missed the end of there. He's gone P6 on debut, so a very good qualifying from Rexels. As I said earlier on, it's if I'm saying your name wrong, buddy, if you watch this back and I'm saying your name wrong, just let me know in the Discord after, and I'll correct it for next week. But what a qualifying. Moon says, wow, just wow. Wow indeed. And it's pole position for car seat 32.234, Sainty 32.258, so 24 thousandths of a second. Can't even blink your eye that fast. Daguna in P3, what a superb lap that is from Daguna. Absolute mighty lap. 6 thousandths ahead of Racer J, P4. Meet Berlin 5. Gonzo 7, well 8, James 9, James Adams in P10 then. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, that's right, Reed, he didn't. So yeah, that's super effort from him. So, your cover for tonight though, Reedy boy, James managed to get into the top 10, so he's starting P10, he's done well. Daguna says, I'll take that. That was a super lap from you, mate. Fair play to you. Absolutely brilliant to break that top three in this league. When you think of the drivers that you're ahead of there, that's superb. Just got to get the next two now. You just got to get Carsey and Sainty next week in the qualifying, but concentrate on the race here. So I'll be interested to see what people do. Right, guys, as always, we do take a little break, so I suspect we'll be going around about the hour, so please listen to what is said in the Discord if you're a driver. But there we go. I myself am going to take a quick break as always, just to grab myself a quick coffee, and I'll be back in a few moments ready for the race. See you in a bit. Okay, guys, back with you, ready for the start of the Chinese Grand Prix. Then let's have a look. Sorry if you just heard that. That was my dad having a right burp in the background. Um, he had fish and chips the same as me for his dinner, so he's probably just as bloated out as I am. Always order too much. Right, here's the formation lap just starting. As you can see, 28 laps of this Chinese circuit. We know from earlier in qualifying, as Reed said, it's a track that Michael Schumacher absolutely despised for some reason. Say absolutely no idea why, but in terms of league racing on the game, I actually have to say that this is one of the better tracks of the season. It usually provides one of the best races of the season. I'm maybe building this up too much and it ends up going wrong, but let's hope it doesn't, because it should be a good one. This tyres, look at this. Wow. Well, the vast majority of the grid actually starting on the hard tyre. So really, yeah. No, sorry, just my dad. It's my dad in distress. Yeah, so vast majority of drivers starting on the hards. De Gooner has gone the opposite to the front too, so he may be quick off the line, De Gooner. We'll have to see. But he's starting on the mediums. Hards for Carsey and Sainty, Racing J, Meatborough. Then mediums for Gonzo, Whale and James OMG on the hards. James is the host, by the way, James OMG. Oh, Whale and James have a little coming together, which disqualifies the both of them. Oh dear, one of them's going to be in trouble, whoever calls that. So they're going to end up starting on cold tyres now, on the hards as well. That could put them at risk. But as I say, James is the lobby host, so he's going to get the host advantage that's going on in the game at the moment. Don't think they're really that worried about fixing anything anymore, because with F1-23 being announced for the middle of June, I don't think we're too worried about this game anymore. James Adams on the mediums, Junkies on the hards. Well, if I tell you who's on the mediums, Whoopi and Simon Palmer are both on the mediums. Everybody else on the hards, unless I have aforementioned otherwise. So here we go. Let's clear the screen as best I can for you. Oh, sorry, you said animal interesting noise. Sorry, Reed, I misread that. Let's put the glasses on. So all the lights on. And out they go. And De Gooner did start well. Go, Sainty, side by side with, I assume, Racing J. So that's De Gooner at front. Carsey's dropped down to P4. So it's De Gooner, Racing J, Sainty, Carsey, then the two Mercedes, and then it's the second Red Bull. So Red Bull off to an absolute stormer. Get the details up just to confirm that. Yep, so De Gooner, Racing J, Sainty, Carsey, Meatborough, Rexels and Gonzo in P7. As Racing J is round. Oh, he's lost it on the right-hander. After the long left, he's lost it on the right-hander. Oh, that's a bit of a naughty rejoin from Racing J. That wasn't the best one, if I'm honest with you. Operator would be completely within his rights to be a bit disgruntled with that. So he has rejoined in P14. Now Gonzo, I think, is dropping down. It's the two Red Bulls have both spun later in the first lap. He's done it on a long left-hand, a long right-hander going onto the straight. So the Red Bulls, all of a sudden, from having an absolute brilliant start, are now in 13th and 18th. As Simon Palmer makes his way past Dorian. Dorian under pressure from Racing J, who gets past on the inside of the final corner. De Gunner, by the way, has created a gap at the moment of 1.7 seconds to Sainty, who has still got Carsey on the back of him. Just head up a little bit further, so up to Moomin here. He's had a great start, up 6 places into P7. And Lego Lamb ends up being the only one having to pit at the end of the first lap, so I'm not sure what's happened, but that means that Ferrari is running in 19th and 20th in this race. And Gaza, something must happen for Gaza as well, because he may only be down 2 places, but he has fallen off a little bit from the back. He's not miles off, so he can make that up. But oh, and Dorian, yellow flag is round. That's on the fast left hand. How's he managed to spin it there? That may have been a contact, I don't know. Could have just caught the inside of the fast left-hander. Actually, the inside curve on the fast left-hander will spin you. It's yeah, it's not a nice one. Hope what was caught in the stream, Reed. Sorry, you're watching the stream, mate. You did I catch it or not? Gonzo gets ahead of James, who's dropped down 7 as well. So not a good start for James, despite the host advantage. I must admit, actually, going by a race I did last night, not last night, Sunday night, I think the host advantage may have been dealt with slightly. I'm not saying it doesn't exist anymore, but certainly on Sunday night, they all launched at the same time. I didn't notice James moving any quicker than anybody else tonight, so he gets up. Just concentrating here on car C in P3, Meatbro and Rexels, 2 Mercedes, and start to this race for them. Matthew, only a passenger, yeah. So, convinced this is our best watch, actually. Let's see if we can find someone a bit closer. Oozers has just gotten ahead of Operator. Operator has a little trip across the grass there on the fast left-hander. So DRS is active this lap, so let's go to Moomin. Junkie Emperor ahead of Moomin in P6 at the moment. Another great start from starter as well. Junkie Emperor up 5 places from 11th to 6th. As you can see, Moomin has got DRS. It didn't seem to have a... Oh, he's missed his braking by a long way. Oh, Moomin. I don't think he's caused any damage to Junkie. I think he's gotten away with that somewhat. But my goodness, he missed that by a long, long way. That is one of those moments where your heart sinks a little bit, because you know you've made the mistake. You also know there is basically nothing you can do. You try and move, like he moved to the inside of the corner to try and avoid the worst impacts of going directly into, well, T-boning Junkie. So he did everything he could there, Moomin, really. There's not a lot you can do when you're braking as hard as you can like that, so... Right, James Adams into P8, headed well. With well. This group of 4 seems our closest at the moment. Sainty is gradually catching Daguna, and he is within the 1 second now, but 6 tenths off. Near there, that Wells already doing a bit of lifting and coasting. There's 2 reasons you lift and coast. The first obvious one is that you do need to save a bit of fuel through the race, so you do a bit of lifting and coasting at opportune times. The second is that it's actually good for gaining some energy back. It's not a great track for gaining energy back here at all. Sorry, let's go to Sainty. Was having a look at Daguna then. Let's grab DRS here up to turn 1. Goes to the outside. Oh, the Gooner's going to spin it. I don't think I didn't see any contact, I've got to be honest. I didn't see any contact, but I'm not sure what's caused the Gooner to spin, whether he hit the inside curb. Unless there was contact, but I didn't see it. So, I'm not going to... Oh! Not a good few corners for the Gooner, unfortunately. It's hurt Moomin, who drops to P10. And he's got Racing J attacking him now. And he's going to get past there. You can see, look at the tyres on Moomin's car. Beginning to clear up now, but they had a lot of rubbish on them. I'm going off track. And, he's lost a couple of places there. Let's get it going again. Well, that moment for the Gooner, it's really costing down to P9 at the moment, but what it's meant is Carsey's up into P2 and he's right on the back of Sainty already. Well, as I said, from the camera I had, it didn't look like there was contact between Sainty and the Gooner. I'm not saying there wasn't, I'm just saying that from the camera that I had, couldn't really see anything. It's I just wonder, has Sainty picked any damage up? Carsey's obviously gotten right on the back of Sainty very, very quickly. And that could be Carsey just upping the pace because he don't want Sainty to disappear. Which we know Sainty is capable of doing, but it could be that if there was a bit of contact and he might have picked up a little bit of damage somewhere. Couldn't see anything on his front wing, so I don't think it's anything to do with the front wing. That's a Meatbro, by the way, who's still on, in fact, both Mercedes, who are third and fourth now, doing an absolute grand job. Fair play to Retzels on his first race with us this evening. Let's hope that goes through the race. I don't want to curse him, so I won't go on too much about it. It's doing a grand job at the moment. Right, Carsey on the straights. I do know that both these drivers like to run quite a low wing compared to most. So as I look at the inside, leaves enough room, no contact made. The final corner. They're actually just coming up to lap a Ferrari of Legoland, who's fallen off at the back. I don't know if you could just about see him up ahead going through turn 1 there. Let me just check. He's not. No, he's not ghosted, so he is with us. He's just had a few problems. So, a bit further down, Racing J gets ahead of the Gooner, or sure. I'm just going to nip off of this. So I don't want to get stuck watching the front two the entire race. So. There's a different battle going on here. This is Whale on the back of James Adams, who's in reserving for Reed tonight, in fact, Reed, and he's in P5 at the moment. He's doing an absolute grand job. He's up 5 places from where he started. Just going to come off of that a second, because Whoopi... Just about to say that Whoopi is attempting to get past Damian Soklovic, but past he is. And I think Operator has had a spin. It's going round the fast left-hander, unfortunately. He's round, that's promoted Gaza and Oozers. We've got a massive DRS train is actually built here. From James in P5 for Alfa Romeo, right the way down to, at the moment it's Gonzo, but Moomin is just catching onto the back of it as well, so it's now Moomin in P12. So P5 to P12 is just one massive DRS train now, as you can see, look at that. So you don't see in real Formula 1, do you? It's on what, maybe lap 1 and 2. That's about it. So, I think from Carsey's point of view, getting ahead of Sainty isn't a massive mission right now in this race. If I was Carsey, I'd probably be concentrated, just stay on the back of him, try and save some energy up, and my mind would already be sort of going towards the pit stops. When am I going to pit? I want to make a firm decision in my mind. I know they started on the hard, so it's going to be the long stint first. I think you're going to be looking about probably 16 and 12, so 16 on hards, 12 on mediums. It is rough. They could obviously vary that somewhat. So it is a high wear track, so it will hurt the mediums. So I'm not sure it's going to be one of those tracks where they do much. Oh, and that's Simon Palmer. Oh, another driver on debut having such a great race. He spun it round, coming out the right-hander. So a little mistake there from Simon, but he's got plenty of time just to get moving again. Now, he may have lit those tyres up a bit. If that's the case, it may be worth his while pitting. As Sainty and Carsey are side by side for turns 1 and 2. Oh, don't give me that angle. Sainty seems to get out the... seems to get a better exit. They have a bit of contact on the right front and left rear of the two cars. Slamp's actually laps Lego Lamb yet, which amazes me because he wasn't that far ahead of them. Shows he's not actually lapping that slowly, Lego Lamb. He's just got some, say, he's probably just got some damage or had some damage earlier and had to pit and just run his race a little bit. And he would have been spending these laps, obviously, hoping for a safety car to allow him back onto the back of the pack. But he will now start to get blue flagged. And he will be, as Sainty and Carsey go past him, he will be ghosted. But that is not because he's not there, that is because ghosting is on. So cars that are being lapped ghost. Avoid collisions, simple as that. There's some changes going on the straight in this DRS train. That's Gonzo getting ahead of the Gooner, and I'm not sure what the other... I think it might have been Racing J ahead of Junkie Emperor. So I think that was both Red Bulls making up a place. So I've got to give it to the Red Bulls from where they were. After their mistakes on the first lap, they've recovered already to P7 and P9. Very good job. So I'll move back to Sainty and Carsey when they reach the straight again. Clearly they're beginning to get very, very close. It wouldn't surprise me if Carsey's already sort of thinking, he may well be thinking ahead to the pit stops, what lap am I going to pit, but what we might now be thinking is, what lap could I pit and still get to the end with no real issue, i.e. to try and undercut Sainty. That's the advantage of being in P2, is you can react to the driver ahead, so if they don't go into the pits, you can dive in and look to undercut them as well. Finally gets the run he's been looking for on James Adams. And lovely overtake, plenty of room left on by both drivers. And a lovely overtake from Whale, who is now up into P5. The Gooner is into the pits. So we know he started on the mediums. So he's pitting the end of lap 10, so he's going to be doing 10 laps mediums, 18 on hards. So maybe deliberate. Simon Palmer in as well, and Whoopi in. So it's 3 of the mediums. So that tells us that clearly after 10 laps the mediums are hurting. So you can't. You've got to assume that we won't see them too early off the hards. So you might be happy to do an extra 1 or 2 laps using the mediums on your second stint instead of on the first. So yeah, you've got to assume then that we're going to be seeing from lap 16 is when we're going to start seeing the hard drivers come in. I don't think it's likely to be before that. There's a little yellow flag there, by the way, but it's nothing to. There's somebody coming out the pits, I believe, and they're already back running. So they are side by side again. Cars to go for a cutback this time. I think. And this time, Carsey, surely he's got to run. Don't want to use his energy, look. He's trying to do it just under DRS. So if he gets the opportunity to actually gain this place and hold it, he will, but he doesn't want to use his energy to do it. Now, the idea there, I guess, would be because he's trying to get Sainty to use his energy, but Sainty's not getting drawn into that. They're actually basically identical on energy at the moment. Say that Racing J, sorry I've missed these, this must have been on the straight, but Racing J has gotten past Whale, so he's back up to P5. Gonzo has gotten past James Adams, so he's back up to P7. So the Red Bull boys doing an absolutely wonderful job at the moment of recovering this race. It shows what a pace actually is. So we've recovered back up to 5th and 7th. Where were they when they dropped down? Was it 14th and 18th? Something like that? As Sainty and Carty again coming at it. Sainty still holds him off. Again, Carty picks up the toe, picks up the DRS, and this time he does use his energy to make the move. Still side by side. Has to come around turn 1 into turn 2. And exit through turn 3. And this time, Carsey does make the move, does gain P1. Now, I think that the reason for that, I think that was a planned thing. I think he wanted to get the place there quite simply because I think he wants to be in P1 for the pit stops. So we'll have to see when he pits. It's too early at the moment. It really is too early. I don't think they can get mediums to the end from this lap. So, oh, the Gooner has a contact with James Adams. Oh dear. And James ends up spinning and is dropped down to P15. He was up in P5 not so long ago. Carsey's got it to 7 tenths already, and Racing J seems to have the pace from Whale as well to hold him off. Newman on the back of Junkie here. This could be a potential. Here he goes, and has the move done before we reach the braking zone. That's, I think, his operator. And he is out, and that is a safety car. That is a safety car, and that will see everybody in. I'm absolutely positive everybody will dive in now. One of the Haas was able to do it immediately, so James is in immediately. I mean, they don't really have a choice. Even if it is a little bit early for the mediums, they don't really have a choice. They've got to do it. They can't wait for the safety car to come in and then pit after it, so they've just got to go with this. They will have to try and get these mediums to the end. Bearing in mind, we're probably going to get 2 or 3 laps under this safety car, so what I am just thinking, Lego Lamb, he should be able to unlap himself here. Lego Lamb, if you're listening, do not pit this lap, because the front runners will pit. All of the guys that have lapped you so far will pit, and you should be able to unlap yourself, so do not pit on this lap, whatever you do. See, they're under, I would imagine they're under Delta still. It's looking a bit touch and go, I've got to admit, but he should just keep going. If you've got any Delta you can use to make up, do it. He might not actually do this, you know. Oh, he's pitted. What has he done? He's pitted. Oh, Lego Lamb, what have you done there, buddy? I'm not sure who that was, deciding to... Well, it was a Red Bull, so... It's been racing, Jay. Just went past him in the pit lane. Yeah. Why did he pit? On earth? I think it was going to be a little touch and go whether he actually got past him or not, but he shouldn't have pitted. He should have been trying, surely. Oh no, James! OMG! He's picked up a drive-through penalty under the safety car, speeding under safety car. James, OMG! That's where he got. Oh, damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Oh, whoopee! He's out. He's retired in the pits. You'll have to explain that one to the stewards. Whoopie, if you're listening, make sure you've got a clip of any damage you got, because you're not allowed to retire in the pits in WAOF1 for no reason, so make sure you take a clip of any damage to avoid any punishment. So, after all this, Carsey leads, Sainty P2, Meat Bros in P3, Rexels P4. Mercedes having a good one. McLaren's having a good one as well, P2 and P7 at the moment. Red Bull's P5 and P9. Well, doing nicely as well. He's inside that top 10. That's what he said in his interview was his goal. Basically every race, top 10 finish. That's always his goal, is to finish inside the top 10. He's looking good for that at the moment. His teammate is in P10, but unfortunately he's the driver that picks up the drive-through, so he will drop to the back, well, to P17 at least. Lego Lamb's going to absolutely kick himself. Oh! So's Gonzo, who spins under safety car. Someone who has genuinely never ever done that themselves. I honestly don't know how anybody manages that. But there you go. I spun under a safety car literally on the restart part once in Imola coming out the final corner. I put the power down while I was touching the inside curb, and it just spun me straight around. Like, oops, won't do that again. So yeah. Anyway, the last guys are catching the back. Nail out Gaza, shooting to make up some places now. Confirmation, safety car in this lap is Simon Palmer and Dorian join the back of the grid. Or join the back of the safety car, I mean. So, here we go then. On with Meatborough for the restart. Last little attempts to get a bit of heat in the tyres. Say, I can't remember who's covering tonight, but say Rexels looks good in that Mercedes. The opportunity arises for moving forward. He's had a very good night as Rexels, and been very impressed with Simon Palmer as well, and James Adams, who's reserving. And they go. Oh, as Mick been told to give that back, I think. It sounded to me like he lifted, so I think he was told to give that back. Which he did, barely, but he did. And they're side by side. Mick Brown and Sainty. Being Sainty wanted, we squeezed a little bit. Oh, they have a bit of contact. Bounce off each other. Still side by side through 5. Had a fast left-hander, slightly cold tyres of course, so in the end it looks like Meatbro has got him through. Oh, Gonzo, you're not at all, mate, just a mistake. Tight, Newman having a little look at Racing J. More, I think, put himself in his mirrors, letting him know he's there. Everyone very tight racing at the moment. I'm just going to nip to Daguna, who's got him very close to James Adams. They had a little come together, of course, earlier on. Daguna onto the inside. Now for the hairpin. It's not giving us a very good angle, unfortunately. It may have touched once or twice there, tiny little touches, but through goes Whale, fairly I feel. And yeah, sorry, I was about to say something's happened to James, but he's in for his drive-through. Don't pick up a 5-second whatever you do. But, there is the Ferrari of Lego Lamb, but he's not gone through, of course, he's a lap down, so James will come out in P17. Really now, all he can really do now, James, is don't make any more mistakes to the end of this race and pick up what you can, basically, from other people's mistakes. 12.5 seconds is an awful lot to make up in the last 11 laps, so yeah, definitely really, that was a nice overtake. Saintly has gotten back past. Sorry, let's go back up to them. I just came down because I saw that battle going on with Daguna. Yeah, Saintly has gotten back past Meatborough, but the Saintly and Meatborough battling has meant that Carsey's pulled out about 1.7 seconds-ish in that region, in a way. Look at Rexels. He's shown to his teammate that, hey, I've got pace as well, you know. I mean, they're not technically teammates, of course, remember. Rexels is reserving. Now, it's always good, I think, if you're reserved that's going to want a permanent seat moving forward to show that you can work as a teammate in these races. So what I would say to any reserves for the rest of this season is, work yourselves towards getting a full-time seat ready for next season, because so you're not at the end of this season yet, but it's far enough in that you're not going to come in and win a title because there's not enough points left. So, you know, I would say just work your way in to take up any opportunities that are given to you, show that you're a good driver and what you could do, and work towards that seat for next season, which of course will be on F1-23. So with everything we've heard about F1-23, I've got to say it's becoming, surely it's becoming a massively awaited game now. I cannot wait for it now, for everything I'm hearing about it. As I said about Rexels, he's just dropped off a little bit from Meatball. He's just over a second behind now, which could well leave him vulnerable to Racing J. Stick with these two for the moment. Again with these two, because they are the most likely opportunity. FJ still within half a second. They're just coming up to the straight for the DRS zone. There are some other possibilities. The Gooner on the back of Junkie Emperor is one. Gaz on the back of James Adams would be another one. So, got to assume that at some point these medium tyres may begin to fall away a bit towards the end of this race. So there may be an opportunity for the hard runners, so Gonzo and James Adams, in the last couple of laps or so. Sainty goes fastest, as he's looking at trying to get that gap down to Carsey. He's extended a 1.2 second lead to Meatball now, but gap to Carsey remains about the same at 1.7, so it's got to be annoying, isn't it? You literally set fastest lap of the race, look up and the gap's still the same, and you're like, how? But literally, you're like, how? Because Carsey's name didn't come up first as fastest lap, so this feels like it don't make any sense, but there you go. Let's see how Racing J goes here, if he gets an actual run or not. Oh, gets plenty of oversteer and almost ended up round, and that's dropped him out of the 1 second. He should have DRS, I think. Yeah, he has, so that should aid him in getting back within. Yeah, he's already back within the 1 second. Let's just nip down to Gaza a minute, because he's going to get a run on James Adams, whose light is flashing, presumably from defending the previous laps. A massive overspeed for Gaza. He makes the corner perfectly as well, and takes P12. Nice overtake, and completes it there. Junkie on the back of Well as well. Bell's done alright today, hasn't he? He's sort of sailed through this race quite quietly, really. Just gone about his business. He can't help the safety car coming out, and Can't help the fact that the Red Bulls are absolutely charging. But, whatever reason or however he did it, Moomin has ended up ahead of him, but has a penalty. So obviously, well, in his mind, he's going to be wanting to stay on the back of Moomin to get the place on the penalty. But at the same time, he's of course he's under attack from Junkie Emperor as well. So it's not so easy. I suppose in a way you could say, well, if he concentrates on Moomin and staying within that 3 seconds, that should help him defend against Junkie in a way, but I don't know. It's not. It's easier said than done. Let's just put it that way. These four starting a bit of a DRS train. That is Moomin, by the way, in the McLaren. So, well, it's about 2.7, 2.8 behind him. Just about to see well in the background there. There he is, look. With Junkie and the Gooner. And Racer J gets past Rexels, but goes quite deep into the corner. Rexels has a little look back on the inside. Tries to have a look on the inside of 2, but Racer J closes that off, and fairly done as well. But he's unfortunately not able to hold Racer J off any further. And, well, I did see a little moment when Racer J came into the pits. He overtook Lego Lamb, who I have to say was driving extremely slowly in the pits, but the problem is that there was a yellow flag out. Obviously, it was full track yellow because it was a safety car, so he shouldn't have been overtaken even doing that. But obviously, he would have lost time. That's the only worry at the moment, because I was just about to say that if he actually gets ahead of Meatbro and ends up on the podium, he's got my driver of the day. But then I think of that pit stop moment. I'm not sure. I'll worry about it at the end yet. There's still... well, there is going to be... when they cross the line, it'll be 5 laps remaining. So, what we're about to do... okay, sorry, let's go back to Racer J. Actually, let's go down to the Gooner, who's gone up the inside of Junkie Emperor at the hairpin. Light flashing away on the back of the Gooner's car, saying he's out of energy. Junkie does have a bit, but he's not far above 10% himself. So, might be a moment where Whale might say to himself, well, this, Whale's got 48% look, so he's got the energy there to be able to help him defend against this. So that's something that's good for him. As Racer J gets ahead of Meatbro. It's not a part of the track I'd have expected to see a move. That's through 5. Two left-handers. And Racer J really is on an absolute charge. Now, well, Sainty is over 6.5 seconds up the road at the moment, so it's hard to imagine Racer J being able to catch him. But with the pace he's showing, I've got to feel you may be able to get away from Meatbro and hold on to this P3. What sort of pace he's showing. Rexel's back onto the back of Meatbro now, so Rexel's has maybe used Racing J as a way of catching back up to his teammate. Meatbro has a bit of a touch on Racing J there. That wasn't a great moment, but no harm done that I can see. So Whale still just about to stay within that penalty range. We'll move in. I'll keep an eye like further down the field just to see if there's any battles Foreman. This is Simon Palmer, by the way, the other debutant tonight, other than Rexels. So good to see Simon. We know we had a little spin earlier on coming out of the long right-hander onto the straight, but other than that, he's looked very good. I know he's going to have a go in for a spin. My goodness, we've all spun hundreds of times, I'd imagine. So, probably thousands. But regardless of that spin, though, he's back into P11, so he's doing very nicely, Simon. This is James, then, who, having taken that drive through earlier on, is now on the back of Sukovic, so he's doing his best to see if he can nick another place. DRS here, as you can see. I can just close the gap as Sukovic moves back to the racing line, ready to take the corner. And, oh, Gunnar has gotten past Whale. Gunnar into P7, well down the way. Junkie Emperor still very much on the back of them, but he's achieving his target tonight. Said in the interview beforehand, target's top 10, so didn't quite achieve it in qualifying. He was P11 in qualifying, so he only just missed out, but he's P9 in the race. Oh, Meatborough is round. And by the time he recovers it, it's down to P10 for Meatborough. Oh dear. That's enabled Rexels into P4, and it's taking the pressure off of Racing J. I can only assume that was just a spin. Obviously, if there was anything else, it would be down to Meatborough to report that. But that's the spin. That's promoted. The driver's below. I'm just going to take a quick look at penalties. We've got set to 3 yellow, and it's James OMG in the Haas. He's had a little spin there. Into the pits he comes. Presumably he can put on a set of softs, can't he, and go for fastest lap, I would imagine. So there we go. So the 3 penalties that are out there are all 3 seconds. It's good to know, I guess. Does mean at the moment, well, at the moment, actually, as it stands right this second, Moomin would be safe in P5, meaning an absolutely superb day for the McLarens again. Yeah, Simon would be safe from Gaz as it stands at the moment. We'll see if that's still the case at the end. And James, of course, is down at the back in a way. He's just nicks onto a set of softs, and he's going to see if he can do the fastest lap, I guess, on the final lap of the race. But which is what we're about to go on to. Carson just crosses the line, so that counter flicks over to lap 28 of 28. No real battle for the race win on this final lap. Only way that's going to change is if Carsey picks up a penalty if he's already on 2 warnings. But, well, I'm torn. I've got to be honest, I'm really torn about driver of the day. Racing J's fight back has been absolutely superb. It's an iffy moment when he entered the pits under the safety car. I can understand him taking a position, or he didn't take the position because the car he went past was a lap down. That could be investigated. But It's Rexels, or OMG It's Rexels, is on debut. Currently sat in P4, penalty free. He ticks all the boxes for me tonight for a driver of the day. So I think personally that Racing J will be voted driver of the day by the drivers for the drivers' driver of the day. So my streamer driver of the day, as long as he don't pick up a penalty before he crosses the line, it's going to be Rexels on his debut, picking up what looks like it's going to be a P4, but a clean race as well, and he's looked competitive. It's been absolutely superb having him. But for the last time then, through the final corner, Carcy is through the final corner, heads to the line, wins in China. Sainty in a brilliant P2 as well. Really good battling from these two early doors. And there you go, sub aside. Sainty overtakes him. Racing J across the line in P3 and a superb podium. And I'll be amazed if he doesn't get voted the driver's driver of the day. So, as I say, Rexels is going to be my streamer's driver of the day for his P4. Superb drive from him on debut. Daguna, another one, great drive. Obviously had the spin early doors in turn 1, but has recovered to P5, so that's another great drive. Million Rider P6, Whale P7. Two great drives there as well, to be fair to them. Gonzo's done very nicely, P8. Silly little spin under the safety car, but he's recovered well from that. Junkie Emperor's done his job. He's sets his target. His target was top 10. He's finished P9. Meat Burrow will be disappointed in the end for P10, but I thought he showed some really great racecraft and good racing throughout, so I hope he's not too disheartened about that. But really, well, we already know Meat Burrow's a very good racer, so just finish the countdown a moment. Don't worry about the podium. So I'll just sit stiff and watching those now. So Simon Palmer as well on debut finishes P11. Another one. He had a fantastic race as well. Just had that little spin out of the right-hander. Other than that, he's had a really good race. Gaz has done well to climb from 17th to 12th. I think something may have happened to him at the start. I'm not sure. But P12 for Gaza. James Adams in P13, Oozers P14, the two Alfa Romeos together on track. Dorian 15, Damir Sokolovic 16, James OMG 17, and Legoland finishes in P18. I think he just missed a trick when he pitted under the safety car. He should have stayed out because I think he'd have unlapped himself. But we all learn, and I guess he'll learn if he watches the stream back. But there we go. Unfortunately, Whoopi and Operator DNFs, so no points tonight. There is our top guys. Let me just do the race director quickly, and then I can invite the top 3 in for the podium interview. Literally just have to scroll through them like that. I'm not going to read through them, just in case the stewards need them, basically. But let's get Car C, Sainty, and Racing J in.
Hello?
So, hello. Don't forget to include your audio, boys. Just waiting for Racing J. Come on, Racing J. Right. Right, just in case he joins, let's go the opposite way round for once. So, Carcy, I'll speak to you first tonight. So go the opposite direction for once. So, congratulations on P1. You guys are having a great battle, sort of through the first half of the race, and then obviously the safety car came out just after you'd taken the lead. So Sainty ended up having a bit of a battle with Meat Brawl, which seemed to let you get away a little bit. But yeah, take us through your race anyway, buddy, from your point of view.
Yeah, it was good fun. Obviously, like I think a lot went my way, like luck wise, to have won that because first lap or two, I was like genuinely a second a lap off Sainty with pace because obviously I haven't really driven this track before and that hopped on at eight to start, so I was learning the braking zones
Yeah,
the first couple of laps. But once I learned those, I seemed to be maybe just a tenth or two off instead of a full second. But then I got lucky that De Gooner just sort of held him up in a battle because then I was in his DRS and I could sort of just sit there. And
yeah,
then once I got him, then I'm lucky again that the safety car came out so I could get my DRS back. And then obviously Meat Burl had a good restart and then they were battling. And then that got me to the gap. And then I could just sort of drive at his pace instead of trying to over push it or anything and just sort of bring it home. But so a lot went my way, but I'm genuinely like really pleased that I had any kind of like level of pace here considering the circumstances I was coming into the race with. So of all
yeah,
races to win, I can't believe it's this one. Like,
yeah. Fair enough. Pretty fair description there. Well, well done for tonight, man. In terms of constructors, unfortunately, you lost your teammate tonight, so you didn't finish. But still, getting a win still should be good for your constructors as well. Only thing, I think McLaren, Sainty, of course, but Moomin had a great result as well. So I think they're going to be sneaking up on you, buddy.
yeah, of course, I'll just I might end up having to miss a race or two for exams. My first one's on Friday, so that's what
Of
I've been spending
course.
most of my time studying. But I thought I could hop on for a couple hours
Yeah.
to do this race. So, but
Okay, mate.
I'll have someone like on Wednesdays. So
Yeah.
then I'll have to miss the Tuesday night race.
Okay, mate. Well, good luck with your exams. Obviously, they come first over any of this. So,
Thanks very much.
good luck
Cheers.
with all those. Sainty, I'll come to you then, mate. Congratulations on P2, mate. Another podium, another week, another podium. Um, well, to give us your point of view, mate. I don't know if it's much the same or.
Um, quite disappointed really. Uh, I thought before the safety car came out, it was going to be quite a good race between me and Carsey. I was kind of maintaining the DRS, not DRS, sorry, the ERS levels, trying not to push as hard on the tyres, and then wait for the pit window, and then kind of just start pushing on the mediums. Safety car came out, and then it kind of all went wrong. Um, on the restart, got overtaken kind of before the line, so I wasn't sure what the rules are. So I kind of tried to push to maybe take the position back, and Meatball just kind of started battling pretty hard really.
Yeah, yeah.
Just kind
So
of lost the gap to Carsey.
yeah, I can sort of comment on that because I was with you guys and I did say, Meatball seemed to take the position just before the line, and I was
Yeah,
on board with him, and he did seem to lift slightly, which they were due to go back
right.
past. But then
Mhm.
immediately started battling with you again, and I thought, where's the
Yeah.
line on that really? Is that right?
I mean, I'm not gonna say
That's
much on stream, but I mean, I've got my views on it.
yeah,
I think could have been done a bit better, in my opinion.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, yeah, we won't go too far into that, but you know, but ultimately, mate, again, another week where you're battling with cars. So I absolutely loved watching it, and one of my favourite bits was there's a moment where I'm watching and I'm like, well, you're so even together, and then I look at your ERS. I wanted to see what you both had left, because it seemed like Carty was trying to get you to use yours, like, and I checked, and you were absolutely identical. You were both sat there on 44%, I think it was at the time. So it literally couldn't have been any more even. It's really great to watch. So
Yeah, I think if I had more ERS in that final quarter of the race, I think I could have maybe pushed a bit harder and kind of got into that DRS. And I couldn't really push as hard. I was pushing as hard as I could really to get into that. I had to
yeah,
use a lot of DRS trying to just gap. But I managed to pull that 9 seconds pretty quickly after I broke the DRS. So yeah, so I was pretty pleased with that.
yeah, fair enough, man. It doesn't look like he's going to join, but obviously a massive well done to Racing J on the podium as well. After a early spin, well, in fact, both the Red Bulls spun and have managed to recover some really good finishes. So, yeah, there may be a couple of moments he may have to answer to stewards a little bit on a couple of things, but nothing major. So you may be able to hold on to the podium. But we'll see. My driver of the day today, I have to say, it's a difficult one because of his fight back. Racing J's got to be in with a shout, but my driver of the day is a debutant. I'm not sure how to say his name, but I'm going to say Rexels. That's how I'm going to say his name. Who's finished fourth on debut and was really competitive and did really well. Drove lovely. Seemed to be instant free that I saw in a way. So congratulations to him. He gets my streamer's driver of the day. Don't forget to vote as a drivers. Don't forget to vote for your driver of the day as well in the Discord. Other than that, guys, that was another week of WAOF1. That's round 14 China done. We are at Silverstone next week. So, guys, what do you think? Silverstone, one of your favourites?
Yeah, it should be a good one.
Yeah, both of you?
Yeah. I love. I've historically I've always hated it, but this past couple of months I've got to really love it, and I've got really good pace there. So yeah,
Excellent. Well, certainly from my point of view as a
Definitely
streamer, it's usually a great race to stream. So I always look forward to
Yeah.
Silverstone. So as with tonight's race, it was really good fun. Plenty of overtakes going on through the field. We had a 8-car DRS train at one point as well, so it was really good to watch. Anyway, guys, thanks ever so much to everybody that's watched live with me and kept me entertained, and everybody who watches the stream back. I really appreciate it. I will be back with you on Friday night at 8:30 for PRF1. Other than that, have a good rest of your weeks. Good night, God bless, and see you soon.